One of the techniques for reducing stereotype threat works on reducing the sense that the stereotype is about them. And the idea of how you reduce that, this about me part of stereotype threat, can be reduced by building another identity. Okay. Now, you don't want to build another identity by reducing, not by tearing down their old one. Okay. It doesn't help particularly to try to reduce how much somebody associates with the stereotypically threatened group. But it can be beneficial to cause their first identity to be with the positive, with the field in which you are engaging. So as a computing person, for example. If they can identify as a computer person, then they're likely to have that as sort of a fallback and less sense of other stereotypes being about them. We talk more about building identity in some of our other modules, but let me just review from the stake of stereotype threat what you need to understand about this. The first step, arguably a pre-step, but the first step is they have to have interest. No matter how much you try to help somebody identify with computing, if they're not actually interested by what you're doing, that identity is very unlikely to stick. But typically I'm going to assume they have some interest by the time you attempt to work at this. They also need to have confidence. Believing you are something is much easier to attain if you have a sense that you can succeed, if you have confidence in your own abilities. So that confidence is often where you need to start when you're trying to build this sense of identity. And this means it's sort of a late in the game thing to build, right? Because if the confidence tends to come from a lack of stereotype threat operating in them in the beginning. After they have interest and confidence, you need to build this sense of belonging. Right? They need to feel at home where they are. This will happen before they have an identity. They will feel comfortable and like they belong in the space, in the field, prior to them identifying as a member of the field. They feel like a guest before they feel like family. But after you have all three of those, then you can start working on their identity. And I apparently have difficulty spelling even simple words like identity. So, build their interest first, their confidence second, their sense of belonging third, and once you have all three of those, then you can start helping them build an identity as a computing individual. Fortunately, this often happens naturally as people stay in a field a long time, which means that some level of stereotype threat can be removed by people being around for a while, as long as they are indeed successful and have a sense of belonging. Probably not a great way to start, but something to think about as you move forward.